Welcome back to Law and Crime. I'm Carissa Kranz. We're going to switch gears here and talk about something quite newsworthy on all the networks, the Kavanaugh hearings. And we are lucky to have with us a very special guest in the newsroom. With us, the hearings are now set for Monday, and Chief Investigative Reporter Brian Ross is here to talk about them. Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, good afternoon, Carissa. The nomination of Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is on hold now with these new allegations from Christine Ford of something that happened, she says, 30 years ago when she was in high school, and so was Kavanaugh. She alleges at a party where he was drinking heavily, he tried to grope her, he pulled her down, he put his hand over her mouth. She says she was afraid he might inadvertently kill her, and she escaped. Kavanaugh, again with a new denial today, says this never happened. Both of them have been scheduled to testify next Monday before the Senate Judiciary Committee. But today, Chairman of the committee, Charles Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, said there was some doubt about whether that would happen because his staff had not been able to get a hold of lawyers for Christine Ford. Here's what he told Hugh Hewitt on that radio program.
Accepted, and she has agreed to come?
No. We have reached out to her in the last 36 hours, 3 or 4 times by email, and we've not heard from them. So it kind of raises the question: do they want to come to the public hearing or not? And the reason we're having the public hearing is obviously, well, number one is accusations like this deserve consideration and looking into, and that's what the purpose of the hearing is. And we wouldn't be having this hearing if it wasn't for the fact that Dr. Ford told the Washington Post and other people publicly that she wanted to testify. And we also had Judge Kavanaugh, even before we requested him to testify. He said he was willing to testify as of Sunday night. I had that message. So we still haven't heard from Dr. Ford. So do they want to have the hearing or not? We're delaying the vote strictly to get all the facts out on the table.
Welcome back. That's an interesting clip. I have 2 questions coming out of this. Do you think that this alleged victim is going to show up and cooperate? And can you give us some more information about the hoopla surrounding the yearbook?
Well, Carissa, we don't know why Christine Ford or her lawyer have not made contact with the chairman's staff about a possible testimony. Grassley said in that interview with Hugh Hewitt that if she doesn't come forward to testify, there will be no hearing. He also indicated he's not going to call any other witnesses. Christine Ford had named one of Kavanaugh's high school classmates who might be there, who could testify or perhaps corroborate, by the name of Mark Judge. Grassley says he will not be called to testify. And Grassley also said, by the way, Carissa, that the FBI, while it received these allegations, has closed its investigation. Now, as to that new information, the Law and Crime Network has obtained a copy of Kavanaugh's yearbook page from when he attended Georgetown Prep School in Maryland. And in there, he talks about drinking heavily. He says he was the treasurer of what is called the Keg Club, the Keg City Club, that he supposedly was the treasurer. Its motto, 100 kegs or bust. He also makes a reference, apparently, to his friend Mark Judge, saying, have you boofed yet? Beach Week Ralph Club, biggest contributor. Now, we don't know exactly what this means, and it's all part of, high school antics 30 years ago, but the allegations made by Christine Ford are considered very serious in the fact that there was an attempt at violence and a forced assault here. So that will be one of the things that could come up during the hearing. Carissa.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to have you on our network and to give us this update, especially because this is something that not just our viewers are interested in who normally watch Law and Crime, but this is newsworthy across all platforms. So it's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. I think you handled everything quite well. Do you have any final thoughts before I let you go?
Well, these are interesting times. The question is some criticism of the Democrats for bringing this out at the last minute. The Republicans called an 11th hour attempt. And again, Kavanaugh has flatly denied it. He said it just did not happen. So someone's not telling the truth. Carissa?
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for joining us. You're welcome here anytime. And I'm sure we will look out and reach out to you when we need another update on the Kavanaugh hearings. So thanks again.